Hello healers and health seekers, it's me, Ichota, healing with medical medium information for 4 years now, and I've been healing from a multitude of symptoms and conditions. I have done so much healing and I still have some to go, and that is okay with me because I have healed to the level of being fully functional now, and that is not something I could have said even a couple years ago. So yay for healing. I used to be in a wheelchair. I used to be stuck at home all the time with allergy to the world, chronic fatigue syndrome. I couldn't hardly move. I had severe chronic pain. I have so many symptoms and conditions that I am healing and or have healed: POTS, dysautonomia, SIBO, systemic exertion intolerance disorder / CFS, mast cell activation disorder, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, migraines, hypothyroid, fibromyalgia, and a whole host of others. I have so many diagnoses, illnesses, symptoms, and conditions that I either have healed from or am healing from, and I'm super proud of that. And I will talk more about the 4-year journey and, do a better update later, but right now it's time for What's Up Wednesday. That is when I come in here and I make a video about my healing journey and what's been going on with me. And so let's get to it. I just finished a rant video where I got a lot of stuff off my chest, talked about some trolls and trolling that's been going on in the medical medium community, trolling that people have tried to do with me unsuccessfully, and just what's going on. I just really needed to talk about it. I really needed to get it off my chest because it was weighing heavy on me. And that video is going to go up after this video, so look for that. Even though I filmed it before. That's the magic of YouTube. Okay, so what's been going on in my healing journey? What is happening with me lately? Mercury and a whole bunch of other planets are in retrograde, and that energy is heavy, and I've been feeling it, and it's big, and it has been weighing on me. So I've been going through a lot of emotional upheaval in different ways, and it has included feelings of isolation and sort of aloneness and disconnectedness. But it's interesting because whenever Medical Medium does a live, I feel like me again, and I feel connected, and that makes me feel better. That it lifts some of that heaviness. There's been a lot of heaviness, and it lifts some of that heaviness off of me emotionally. And when I'm cleansing, which I haven't been lately, here's what I have been doing. I have been eating fat-free, salt-free, and pretty high raw. So I'm actually eating a lot of cleansing foods. I'm just not doing a specific cleanse currently. And I did 1 round of the original updated Liver Rescue 369 from the Cleanse to Heal book. And then I did 2 rounds of the Advanced 369 from the Cleanse to Heal book. Then I did 1 round of 789. And the night of the 9, I ended up having potatoes. I talked about that in a previous video. I exerted myself too much at the beginning of that day. And I haven't been able to get myself back into a cleanse ever since. But I have continued to eat salt-free and fat-free. I mean, I'm always going to eat fat-free because I don't have a gallbladder, so I don't have anything to mop up that excess bile, so I am not going to make excess bile, which is what eating fat does. So the fat is going to stay out of my world. And I want the salt to stay out of my world because it also has an impact. One of the symptoms I do still have is the edema in my feet, in particularly my right foot, but it's kind of both feet, and I want that to go away. And then, any excess inflammation and swelling that continues on my body. I've gotten so much functionality back, but I want to get to optimum functionality, right? I want my body to be feeling good, and I'm a good part of the way there. And part of that would be, to lose the rest of the weight and continue on in that fashion and be able to exercise regularly with no issues. We're getting there. And then just, I want to heal all the rest of my symptoms that I do still have any lingering whatever. Now, I know that medical medium has said that with chemical sensitivity, which is one of the things that I have, he has said that you're always going to be sensitive to a degree, but what happens is your recovery becomes faster, and that has absolutely been the case for me. My recovery has become faster. So I'm really okay with the fact that I'll never be able to like walk into a chemical plant with comfort. I know now how toxic all of that stuff is, so I like that my body has an alarm system that lets me know when I'm going to be hit with a big exposure and to get out of Dodge. Okay, so that's how I've been eating this week. So I have been eating a lot of raw. I still try to keep my mornings until dinner raw, although it's not every single day. Sometimes I do have some kind of steamed vegetable in the middle of the day as well. But fat-free, salt-free for sure is happening. And I want to get back into doing a cleanse. I just a little stuck right now on that. Just a little bit like, I'm not sure why I can't quite do it yet. I really want to though, because when I do several rounds of the cleanse, I build up that momentum and I really see big stuff happening. But some of the big stuff is emotional, so that might be part of things, or I don't know. I've had some heaviness going on emotionally, like I said, so I think that also might be affecting things, and it makes it more difficult to feel like I can sort of know how to move forward. It's weird. I'm in sort of this space where I'm kind of feeling like it affects me when I can't make videos. I'm an external processor, and I honestly think that my videos are very therapeutic for me, and they help me a lot to be able to process what I'm going through. So when I can't make videos, I'm just so quiet all the time because it's just me and my family, and we're in the house all the time. And I only really can talk to people in the medical medium community about like all the stuff that I go through. And I just kind of haven't really been talking to anybody lately, and then I haven't been making my videos. And with my son's sleep schedule disrupted, it's gotten in the way of me making my videos. I had all these interviews scheduled with people. I had to cancel all of them because everything got so topsy-turvy, and because we're not in our own space. This is the room my son sleeps in, and it's the only room that I can go into that's quiet, and I can close the door. So if he's in here sleeping, I can't make videos. I can't come in here and do an interview with somebody, and it's the only space in the house that I have that I can do that. And outside doesn't work because it's noisy out there. There's traffic going by that tends to be really loud, or it's really windy. I don't have the proper kind of mic to drown out stuff like that because I'm just a person. I'm not like a professional YouTuber or anything, and I don't have a ton of money, so I don't have all that equipment. The good news is I try to mitigate it, you know what I mean? Like I try to mitigate the heavy, or when I'm going through periods like this of kind of emotional upheaval or things being uncertain and not knowing how to move forward. Right now, my garden, my plants are my saving grace. So I've shown you my container garden in other videos. These plants are everything to me right now. Like I have to go outside every morning because it's been really hot, so I have to go outside to be with them so that I can water them and make sure that they're doing okay. I go out and I check on them like every morning. And then they need attention. The tomatoes need staking, and I have to water them. I need to just check on everything and make sure it's okay, and make sure that it's like not being taken over by aphids or anything like that. Although the sweat bees do a good job of taking care of the aphids, I haven't had any issues. My plants need me, so it gives me something to look forward to, and watching their growth every day, it like lights me up. And then just I have to go outside to be with them and to check on them, so I'm getting sunshine and nature and listening to the birds and communing with the bees, and all of that has been really important. Like, okay, yesterday I have a great example. I posted about this on Instagram, so I'm sorry if you've already read it, because I'm just going to repeat the story. So, the night before I had had a really hard time, and I was just praying out loud to God as I went to bed, and I was sobbing and crying and talking about all my troubles and how I've been feeling and all the stuff that I was going through. And I just poured out my heart, and I kind of fell asleep that way. I just kind of exhausted myself and fell asleep. And I woke up in the morning and I went out to be with my plants, and there's a bumblebee that lives around here that I'm madly in love with. She's huge. She's this big black bumblebee, and she's gorgeous. I love her so much. And she's bigger than most bumblebees I've seen. And to me, she's the queen. She's the queen bumblebee. She's amazing, and she's gorgeous, and she always comes and says hello to me when I'm outside. She comes and buzzes by me to let me know she's there. In my heart, she's saying hi to me. And I hadn't seen her in over a week, and I was worried that she was dead and that, something had happened to her. Bees don't have a super long lifespan. It's like 2 to 6 weeks. So I thought, oh no, she's gone. But I was surprised, like I hadn't seen one come up in her place or anything like that. Well, yesterday I'm sitting out there and I'm staking the tomato cages, and here comes this big bumblebee bee bopping into the window, and I'm like, it's her. And I was so happy to see her. It lifted my spirits immediately just to see her. I was like, oh, it's her. Hello, you're here. I'm so happy. I wasn't sure that you were still around. And anyway, so that made me happy. And then I'm, still working on my tomato cages, and I look up, and sitting on my cell phone, which was next to me, there's a honeybee. We don't see very many honeybees around here because this is a suburban neighborhood and people do spray their lawns and stuff like that. However, there is a wooded area right behind us. So I don't know. And bees can fly. Honeybees can go up to 6 miles foraging for food. So I don't know if her hives are close or far away, but she is like the 3rd honeybee I've seen around here. Anyway, so she was sitting on my phone, and I was like, oh, honeybee, because my 2 favorite bees in the whole wide world are bumblebees and honeybees. I used to be a beekeeper, and I kept honeybees, and we had so many bumblebees in our backyard, and in our front yard actually, and I miss that property, and I miss all my bees so much. And when we find a home, I absolutely will have hives again. And I will plant everything I can to attract bumbles and hummingbirds and butterflies and all the bees, because they make me so freaking happy. Anyway, so this honeybee's sitting on my phone, and I end up like holding her into my hand and trying to find out what she needs and stuff like that. And what ended up happening is I was with her for like a half an hour. She stayed with me for like a half an hour, and at different points she was like resting, and I gave her a little bit of honey, and I had to take her in the house to get the honey, and I took her back out, and she didn't fly away or anything. I think she needed some rest. And so another time I had come back outside, and I really needed to go to the bathroom, and I was trying to get her to crawl off of my hand and go on to something else, and she would not leave my hand. And I was like, okay, well, I really need to use the bathroom. So I took her in with me, and I used the bathroom with her in my hand, and I just held her the whole time. I just had to use one hand to do everything, including wash my hand. She didn't leave my hand. And then I took her back out, and it was shortly after that, because I had been waiting and waiting and waiting, and finally I just couldn't wait anymore. And it was shortly after we went back outside after being in the bathroom that she did end up flying off. So she had drunk like a tiny bit of honey, and she rested, and at one point I think she was actually asleep on my hand, and I was like, is she asleep? Or, oh my gosh, a hawk just flew so close. I was like, is she asleep or did she die? But she moved, so she wasn't. Anyway, it was like a half an hour, and it was so beautiful, and it just uplifted me so much. I feel like God sent me the bees. Oh, and there were also little sweat bees all around, like on my tomato plants and everywhere. And sweat bees are so adorable. They're so tiny and so cute. And their little abdomens flex in and out like that. It's so crazy cute. I love them. And they do sting, but I think like any other thing that stings, like they only sting if they're provoked. I guess there are some wasps, like hornets or whatever, that's not true of, that will just sting you because you exist. But there's a couple of big brown wasps that fly around out here when I'm sitting around working on my plants. And I don't bother them and they don't bother me. So anyway, the bees coming, because bees are so special to me. I feel like that was God answering my prayers, just giving me a sign, basically, saying, it's going to be okay. Like, the bees are here. You're all right. There's bees. And it did really help uplift me yesterday. It really helped raise my spirits. And today, doing the video, my rant video about trolls, that actually really helped me today. So I think maybe part of what's going on with me is I need to talk. Like, I need to speak and say my words, because I have been holding them all in, and I've been so sort of introverted and introspective and feeling kind of isolated and alone and disconnected. And when I feel like that, I don't tend to reach out, and I don't tend to ask people, hey, I really need to talk about some things. Can I just talk to you? Like, I just don't ask people for that. So I'm learning. I maybe need to, or I need to make a video or something, but like there's certain things that I need to have in place to like keep me sane, especially right now. We're in a space that's not ours, which honestly, it's like a great space and there's nothing wrong with it. And really, I feel very supported and loved us being here. It's just that it's not our house. And when you're in a space that's not yours, you can never, how do you really relax? And how do you really, do your routine that you need to do? And like, I can't, I don't have my own space. My son doesn't have his stuff like that. So it's tough. And it gets to you after a while. And I'm sure quarantine is getting to everybody to some degree, and not just quarantine, but just like the energy in the world. Everything is really big and hard and heavy right now. It's intense, and people are hurting so much, and there's so much healing that needs to happen. And it's really hard to know, how do we go forward? How do we heal this? How do we help each other? How do we support each other? What's really the answer, and what's really going to make the difference? It's hard to know. Like, everybody's heart, I think, is very heavy right now. But there must be a way forward, because we're all still here, right? There has to be a way forward, because we're all still here. And the bees are still here. I know that bee thing might not seem all that significant to a lot of people, but for me, it's a really big, and bees hold a really special place in my heart, and it really did feel like a message for me. The bees are here, you're all right. Things like that, it's like, there are miracles in our everyday life. You just got to be open to them, and open to seeing them, and recognizing, like, this is a miracle. And I really felt like the lift of the heaviness when the bees came. And I feel so appreciative of them. Because bees are very soul healing. Bees are very miraculous creatures. And Medical Medium talks about bees and the bee meditation in his first book, and about how it can really help heal and restore our soul. And who doesn't need a little bit of soul healing right about now, hey? I think we all do. Okay, did I talk about what I'm eating? I think I did. Fat-free, salt-free, pretty high raw. Do you see all the sun on my face? This is not the red breakout rash that you're used to seeing on my face. This is sun. This is all sunburn, a little bit sunburn. It doesn't hurt though. It's not like hurt sunburn, but this is sun. It's all sun on my face. Yeah, so I talked about my food and how I haven't been doing a cleanse, even though I really want to start again, and I'm sort of just not finding my momentum for that. But today I was able to film this video and my rant video, and that is a big deal and it really helps. And so I'm hoping that I can just find momentum in that and use it to propel me forward. Like I did have a thought earlier, like maybe I could schedule an interview this week. Ooh, I really want to. Because I had to cancel like 6 interviews, you know, with the sleep schedule being messed up. And then there were more that I wanted to schedule. There's certain people I really want to reach out to and be like, please let me interview you. So I want to keep that going. I want to still do interviews with people, and I want to just make that sort of an ongoing thing. Like maybe every week I post an interview in addition to my other videos. I don't know if I can edit all that, but we'll see. It's summer, and you know, it's summer and I've got my plants, and I get more ideas than time. I have all these ideas sometimes, and then I do write them all down so that I don't forget. And then I'm like, how in the heck am I gonna do this one? You know, like it's a great idea, but I don't know how, like when I start thinking about the logistics of making it happen, that's a whole different story. So I will just continue to do what I can as I can, and I hope that it works out for the best. Yeah, healing wise. Oh, I guess I should say, let's see. It's been super hot and humid, which always makes my edema in my ankles swell up. And it has, but I will say that it's been less than I would have expected. And the reason I say that is because my foot still looks like a foot and not a stuffed sausage. My ankle looks like it's been inflated, like a balloon. But my foot actually looks like a foot, and it doesn't look all crazy. So in the past, the whole thing looks like it's been inflated. So I would call that an improvement, but I would really love to just see my ankle look the size of my ankle again and not ever look inflated ever again. That's my ultimate goal, and I know it's going to happen eventually, especially as I am not eating salt anymore. And I have a little confession to make. I don't know if it's a confession, it's just a fact. I have not started rebounding yet. I have not rebounded except like one time, I think, since before the surgery. The surgery was at the end of February, and it is now the middle of June. That's not okay. For a month, I didn't rebound because I was cleansing and I thought I shouldn't, but then I'm like, but I really want to, and if I keep doing the cleanse, like when am I going to rebound? And I'm like, I'm going to have to start. So anyway, I want to start rebounding again. I'm just saying that out loud to say it out loud so that it's on the record or whatever. But I have been walking and stuff. Oh, this past weekend. Okay, here's another thing that you might not know. I have not left the house since my surgery. I have not left the house to go anywhere at all since my surgery, which was, again, at the end of February. I believe it was February 21st or 7th or something like that. I mean, I've been out of the house. I go outside in the backyard and I go for walks through the neighborhood. But what I mean is I have not gone anywhere in the car at all since my surgery. That's what I mean to say, to be precise. This past weekend, we went to the farmer's market because it's back, and that was glorious because I don't even think I had been to the farmer's market when it was fully open before, because when we got here and then my surgery and then quarantine. So yeah, I hadn't seen it. It's a big farmer's market, so it's a lot of walking to like walk through all the stuff. And we did walk through all the stuff, and it was great. kind of a little bit wiped me out the next day. But I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, because it got hot, and it's very hot and humid here, and it got hot that day for sure. And so I was all sweaty walking through, but I was so freaking happy. And after the farmer's market, actually, and before, we went to a couple of neighborhood-wide garage sales, which meant there were different houses. We found some stuff. I got like some planter baskets and some tote bags, and then I bought a worm factory bin, like a worm bin, worm composter. And I'd been wanting one, and she had one, and that was really exciting. So we got some stuff. That was really cool. I haven't been to a garage sale in so long, because I still love going to garage sales, but I wasn't able to go to them after a while because of my illness, and then it just wasn't a priority as I was healing. So I think it's been maybe years since we've been to a garage sale even. So that was really cool. And I was delighted. I was so friggin' happy. I was like, I left the house. I talked to humans, because I talked to everybody. I talked to the farmer, where we always get our grass-fed meaty bones for the animals, and then we get, fruits and vegetables for us. And I talked to the local farms, the local farmers at the places we go. I had bought a bunch of strawberry plants at the farm we usually get our produce from. And chatty me, I was just like, I'm talking to humans. And I was so happy to be there and so happy to be talking to people. And so I was like, just talking to people. And then at the garage sale, I was talking to people. A woman was talking to me about the worm farm, and we started talking about gardening and stuff. And anyway, because I realized, I don't talk to people. I talk to my friends on the phone, but I haven't left the house since my surgery, so I don't see other people. I just see my family, and I needed it. I needed it so much. I do fine at home. I don't mind being here, although I mind being here for 4 months straight. That's a lot. I kind of didn't realize how long I had been here, and then I was like, oh, because, like I said, I go for walks and stuff like that, and then it's just been I guess, quiet, and I just don't mind it. But then when I see people outside my family, I realize how long it's been since I've seen people outside my family, and then I'm like, wow, this is like a foreign experience. I feel like I'm in some foreign country on a vacation or something, because I'm like, oh, it's funny. Anyway, so that was great. I was really glad to do that. Anyway, how are you guys doing? How are you? Because Mercury retrograde with a bunch of other planets, all up in crazy retrograde, oh my goodness, it's a lot. The energy is very intense all over the place, and it's really easy to get kind of mired in it. Even if you're not watching the news, oh, please tell me you guys aren't watching the news, because that is adrenalizing and gonna suck all the life force out of you. Even if you're not, I know that it's heavy, because I don't watch the news, and I can still just feel all of it. It's I'm just trying to use all my tools to get through it, saying the sovereignty statement and asking the angels to clear my energy field. And I haven't done any emotion code lately, but I could. I don't know why I don't think about it. I think I've just been kind of, I don't know. Sometimes you get in a space where some things seem available to you, and then sometimes you get in a space where they don't, and probably they don't, because I don't really have a quiet space to go to right now most of the time. I do at this minute, obviously, but most of the time I don't, so I don't think about it. Saying light, 7 times, saying light, trying to keep a light heart, asking the angels for help, praying to God, spending time in nature, doing everything I can to keep my spirits buoyed. It's not always 100% successful. Sometimes it gets heavy. Tell me what you guys are experiencing lately. Are you doing okay? How's your healing journey? Are you doing the cleanses from the Cleanse to Heal book? Are you keeping your spirits light? And what buoys you? What buoys your spirits? What keeps you having a light heart? And what helps you have a light heart through these times? I want to know. I just saw the shadow of the hawk fly by. We have hawks, turkey vultures, and eagles, and I'm not sure which that was because I only saw the shadow, but I love seeing all of them because they're gorgeous. They soar around in the sky and they're so beautiful and majestic. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I know I've been very chatty lately. When I don't get the opportunity to speak a lot, it all just saves up and waits, and then I make longer videos. Anyway, you know I want to hear from you, so please comment below and just let me know how you're doing. I wish you all so many blessings on your continued healing journey, and I love you, I love you, I love you so, 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 so much, and I miss you when I don't make videos. I miss you so much. I'm not even kidding. I'm being silly about it, but I'm not kidding. I do miss you. Oh, I'm supposed to say the part. If you like the video, give a thumbs up below. You can subscribe to my channel by hitting the subscribe button over there, or ding the bell next to it if you want to be notified when I post a new video. And I do recommend hitting the bell, not even to boost my channel or whatever, but because I post so inconsistently. I do have an inconsistent upload schedule, so you can be notified when I post a new video so you don't miss any, because these are so exciting, right? You always want to watch them, right? I'm joking. Anyway, I love you. Stay curious, my healers and health seekers, and I will see you next time. You and the sun. Bye-bye.